Hello, this is Lauren. I'm joined today by Audie, Amanda, and Will, and we're going to dive into this Maersk Line case study. First are the 4 Ps. First P being promotion. They were predominantly business-to-business focus, and they were one of the first movers into the social media marketing, if you will, if we're looking at through the lens of freight companies. Jumping on the place, their competitive advantage was that it was their reliability, simplicity, and environmental focus. They were part of a larger collection, the Maersk Group, which is a collection of shipping and energy companies. And then lastly, their clients. It was a rather mixed bag, but predominantly it was led by those small companies as they held 50% of the share. Let's jump on over to price. This was influenced by tariffs in some countries since this is a worldwide country or a company. And due to their relatively new fleet, they were able to kind of set the price because their competitors didn't have anything that resembled what they were offering their customers. And then lastly, product. They're the world's largest container shipping company with 15 to 17% of the market share worldwide. Now I'm going to jump into Maersk's initial social media strategy. They were utilizing 10 platforms, but I'm going to focus on 3 of them. First being Facebook. This is where they first entered the market. This was a place that was very informal. It was storytelling. It was across a mixed bag of people, and this was overall effective in the way that they were able to tell stories and, again, increase brand awareness. Next is Twitter. This was a place where they shared news within the industry. They addressed customer needs via customer support. And by doing so, this was able to humanize the brand. Another way that they humanized the brand was by pushing forward thought leaders. So those are 2 ways that that Twitter was overall effective. Lastly is LinkedIn. This is the most formal of the social media platforms. This is where they shared business related news. They created groups or places for open dialogue to happen across industry experts. And because of that open dialogue, LinkedIn was a very effective social media platform as well.
And that brings us to 2013, which we see as an inflection point for Maersk Line social media. They started out as they entered that social media market with the context of perhaps being not right for social media. They were viewed by many as being a conservative industry, maybe not having interesting things to share, and perhaps not creating much of an appetite for a social media presence. And that was felt internally in the company as well. A grassroots social media effort really got them off the ground with low budget, low expectations, and nothing to lose. The leader that slowly shifted from part-time into full-time social media ended up gaining a large following, connections with customers, industry experts, and shipping fans. And that really brings them to 2013. There's about to be a change in leader. The success of their social media platform has been witnessed and observed, and they are at a point of proposing an expansion of their budget and staffing with all eyes focused on that new leader to take the strategy to the next level. That brings us to our recommendation, and we really start by suggesting this new leader define an overarching business objective, and that be focused on the Maersk Line social media strategy, supporting a generation of leads through meaningful interactions during their buying journey. In the next couple of slides, we break that down into being supported by 3 goals: to sell more container freight, increase brand awareness, and maintain a positive brand reputation. We'll talk about those more upcoming. We also do focus on a recommendation of narrowing the number of platforms they use to optimize their presence in each one and support those identified goals.
When breaking down the goals to achieve our business objective, we looked at who we are targeting, through what channel, and the different types of media that can help us achieve each of these goals. We wanted to measure the success of these goals by looking at different types of ROI. Looking at the first goal, sell more container freight, we want to target potential and existing customers through LinkedIn as a channel. With paid media, we want to use LinkedIn ads. Our earned media would include content that was posted, shared, and liked. Finally, our own media would consist of our profile page and various articles from Maersk Line, as well as our blogs and groups to interact with our customers. We will be able to analyze the ROI by looking at the impressions or the ads our customer sees, the click-through rate, that is the number of clicks on our impression compared to the amount of impressions, and the conversion rate, how many of our customers saw our LinkedIn page or our impressions and purchased Maersk Line's products or services. Our second goal of increasing brand awareness would be best utilized through Twitter. Our key audience would be existing customers and employees. We opted not to use paid media on Twitter, not because it wouldn't benefit Maersk Line, but because we have seen higher ROI on Facebook and LinkedIn. We want the influence of our brand to spread at a natural rate, and that would be optimized through earned and owned media, such as the resolution of customer service issues and establishing our employees as thought leaders in the shipping industry. Looking at the ROI of Twitter, we want to analyze the interaction and share rate and look at the increase of followers as we implement our strategy. Our final goal of maintaining a positive brand reputation would be implemented through Facebook, and we will target existing customers and industry stakeholders. We will continue to use Facebook ads to build off strong customer interaction through Facebook, such as reactions and shares to our many pictures and stories. Overall, we want to look at the ratings of our Facebook page, the engagement measurement that Weichmann implemented to look at short-term engagement, as well as the cost per conversion. Successfully implementing marketing research would give us insight into what platforms are most successful in moving the customer through their buyer journey. This can best be implemented in a quick post-purchase survey asking, "How did you hear about us?" Marketing research would also be beneficial in getting an understanding of our follower demographic. Are they a small business, a large business? What position does this follower hold in the industry? What are their needs? By getting answers to these questions, we can implement social media to interact with our customers throughout their buyer journey, align their goals with our goals, creating that shared value experience. We can also look at the performance of our return on investment on each platform. Currently, Facebook and LinkedIn are strong performers, but the social media climate is always subject to change. To follow that change, we can adjust our budget to increase paid media and stronger performing platforms as the ROI increases with those platforms. Finally, we can analyze our data in more depth, looking at the click-through rate and how many interactions with our impressions led to conversions.
Our overall marketing plan integration includes increased emphasis on social media and cut down on other media types, such as print ads. This allows us to meet the customer where they are. We also recognize that leads generated in social media can be directed to other marketing avenues, such as direct sales team, personal conversations between consumer and business, or through a different social media platform. This gives us a sense of the customer buyer's journey and allow us to better understand our marketing funnel and accurately attribute to leads to appropriate channels. And lastly, the marketing integration lets us use the information learned through market research to allocate budget based on performance of Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Some strengths and weaknesses and opportunities here. Strength, the company has over 25,000 employees. This gives us the ability to tap into a diverse group across departments, whether that's leveraging the team to collaborate on more creative content on Facebook, or organically sharing photos, videos across individual platforms. Another strength is focus on 3 platforms as opposed to 10 different platforms, and also continue to build a strong bond with customers and industry stakeholders. Our weakness, reduced focus on the company's internal social media platforms. This could negatively impact employee engagement. And also changing in leadership after a huge success from Richmond. This could also be a weakness and opportunity. Funnel more potential customers to sales team due to increased LinkedIn marketing ads, and also utilize its diverse pool of employees to foster growth. And threat of competitions, as competitors also look to leverage this social media that we're looking at. And this is very, very important, especially when we look into the 5 portal forces. Also, abandoning other social media platforms that we're not using could decrease brand awareness and allow competitors to capitalize on Maersk's vacancies. Thank you, and these are our references.